So for people who haven't seen it yet, can you just tell us sort of where this leaves us after the first film for you guys?
Hit it, Chris.
Oh, all right. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we're picking up 3 years after the events of Jurassic World. The island is obviously in disarray. The park has been shut down, and a dormant volcano is about to erupt. Now, our characters have gone our separate ways. She feels profoundly guilty for her responsibility for what happened in the park. I do as well, but we're handling it differently. I've decided to isolate myself and just try to live above it, and she's really leaning into it, trying her best to do whatever she can to make up for her responsibility, and that has led her to start something called a dinosaur protection group, and she's attempting to try to rescue as many of these dinosaurs off the island as she can.
The whole dinosaur situation is a global debate. Of course, the whole world is talking about dinosaurs, especially since the moment we have a volcano, a dormant volcano that is about to erupt in Isla Nublar, threatening the life of the last remaining dinosaurs on the island.
Well, we find ourselves in a world that has a moral question that they're faced with, which is the island of Isla Nublar has a volcanic event that is going to kill off all of the dinosaurs on the planet, and we have to make a choice as to whether we let them meet their fate or whether we save them.
So we go there, the volcano blows up, and then the movie expands as we take the dinosaurs off the island and into the world.
She's tranked. Okay, come on.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
As a massive fan of the film and the whole Jurassic series, obviously the iconic theme tune and that T-Rex roar just gives me goosebumps every time. So when you guys were watching this back, was there a moment for you that just was like, wow, that's made me feel like that?
I think this image behind us, this sort of crystallizing image of the T-Rex roaring and the island exploding, that sequence is pretty amazing. I think J.A. is a really great visual director and does create these iconic images and reverse engineer shots to get us into this type of a scene, and there are a great number of those through the course of this film.
I think there's also a lot of really emotional moments that are also visually iconic.
Yeah.
That felt like very fresh actually for this franchise.
Yep.
I mean, one in particular that we won't talk about it, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you know what I'm saying. That just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away, but there is a moment. I feel like the way that we treat the destruction of the island and the last moment when we leave the island behind, I think is handled with great reverence, both in not just in what we wrote, but really in the way that Bayona visualized it. It's very emotional. It's very spiritual, and I find the island to be a character, and so we treated it as if we were killing off a major character, and with every bit of emotion that would be attached to that, and that moment I find to be extremely powerful.
This is the second Jurassic World movie, but it's the fifth Jurassic Park. So you have a legacy of movies, movies that we all saw when we were very young or even kids. So the connection that we have with the story is very emotional. And the moment you reference locations or characters, even lines, you create an immediate impact in the audience. I think the secret is not to play just a nostalgia. You need to integrate those details into Fallen Kingdom.
It was all a lie!
The man who proved raptors can follow orders. You never thought how many millions a trained predator might be worth? They're gonna sell them.
Not blue. They need it for something else.
What is that thing? They made it.
This is the most dangerous creature that ever walked the earth.
So for our audience who are going to go and enjoy Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom in 4DX, what scene do you think is going to be the most epic in 4DX?
I don't know how they're going to deal with submerging the characters underwater. I don't know if you're going to actually do that. But look, there's a lot of rumbling in this movie. We have a volcano, so there's probably going to be a lot of seat shaking that's going to go on. I'm just remembering my own experience. I don't know if you have heat or wind, but there'll be a lot of that. It might be the most 4DX friendly movie ever made. I think I could fairly say that. When you're dealing with a volcano, I'm not just being nice. It very well may be.
For sure, we have a massive, massive set piece in the center of the movie with the eruption of the volcano. And it's a scene that starts in a bunker, underground bunker, and then takes you to the surface. And from the surface, you finish underwater. It's a massive scene. And I think that scene is going to be very, very enjoyable in a 4DX theater.
Welcome to Jurassic World.